Hello everyone, and welcome to my British Royal Family official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Lord is perceived to be totally unfaltering that ruler Andrew can't get back to public obligations as he fears a kickback. According to sources, Prince Andrew's return to the royal family does not mean that he will resume public duties. The Duke of York seems to need to remain nearby the imperial family and is perceived to try and look for a revisitation of his past open obligations. Another small indication that he is still much loved by his family was the 63-year-old being driven to church on the Balmoral estate with Prince William and Princess Kate on Sunday. There are likewise asserts that the Duke has enlisted high-profile figures to campaign for the arrival of his old status. However, despite the fact that the family enjoys having him around, they continue to oppose any changes to his public status, according to a number of sources. The ruler is totally steadfast that there can be no revisitation of public obligations for the Duke of York, one individual expressed as per the message. He has always made it abundantly clear that the Duke is a much-loved member of the family, but that does not mean that there will be a change in tack when it comes to his royal status, the monarch stated. It is believed to be unimaginably hard to impede independent direction encompassing ruler Andrew's undertakings. After sending an email to the King's private secretary, Sir Clive Alderton, recommending a review of Andrew's security arrangements, the former Home Secretary Priti Patel was publicly humiliated. The email was released under 7 days after it was sent, constraining Ens Patel to apologize to the Lord for the shame and troubles it had caused. This has been interpreted by some as a warning that anyone who attempts to influence the decision-making process will be ridiculed. The ruler and sovereign Andrew have purportedly met a few times over the most recent year to sort an arrangement to provide the Duke a motivation. It was said that Andrew offered to run one or more royal states. Yet, the two sides concurred that anything happens to Andrew's part in the family, it ought not be worked out in the open, revealed the message. Any new work or endeavors to switch around his imperial life would stay in secret, since Lord Charles purportedly knows the sort of kickback that would come from freely underwriting a rebound for the Duke of York. Andrew likewise stays at Regal Cabin, which he imparts to his ex, the Duchess of York, notwithstanding endeavours to move him to the a lot more modest Frogmore bungalow. While Prince William may have also accepted his uncle back into the royal fold, it appears that King Charles extended an olive branch to Prince Andrew by inviting him to Balmoral for the summer break. If recent images are any indication, Prince William may have accepted his uncle's return to the royal family. William is said to have been a main impetus behind Andrew losing his tactical titles, yet their most recent appearance in Balmoral holds a key sign that strains could now be behind them. On Sunday, the ruler of Ribs was spotted giving his uncle a lift to chapel in Balmoral, apparently demonstrating the way that Andrew might have been invited once more into the regal overlap. This comes after it was thought that the king allowed his younger brother to spend the summer at the residence in Scotland with the family. Last week, a large number of royals, including the Princess of Wales and their 3 children, arrived in Scotland to spend the next few weeks at Balmoral with the king, who is hosting summer there for the first time. On August 27, Andrew was seen in the front seat next to William, while Princess Kate was in the back. Following his disastrous interview with BBC Newsnight, in which he discussed his friendship with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, the Duke of York decided in 2019 to retire from public life. Andrew has maintained that after Epstein's conviction, he cut ties with the American businessman. He has also repeatedly and vehemently denied that Virginia Giuffre was sexually assaulted or that he knew about Epstein's wrongdoing. William and Andrew have not been seen together publicly since April, which could indicate that tensions have eased. Addressing the message, that's what one illustrious source said: every one of the Yorks, even the Duchess, were available at Balmoral. They added, "It's safe to say that this is a holiday to which everyone in the family has been invited, who is participating, and who is included." It will terribly disappoint anyone looking for a family-divided angle. On Sunday morning, William, Andrew and Kate all went to Crathy Church together. Regardless of being found in a similar vehicle, William didn't seem to communicate with his uncle during the excursion. The unified presentation comes as the royals are set to check the main commemoration of the late Sovereign Elizabeth II's passing on September 8. You might be surprised to learn that Queen Elizabeth II had a favorite food that she discovered when she was a little girl. During her 96 years, Queen Elizabeth II probably ate some of the best food in the world. However, one of her favorite meals was shockingly straightforward, something that many non-royals are used to, especially as children. Gourmet specialist Darren McGrady, who cooked for Sovereign Elizabeth II, Diana, Princess of Grains and rulers William and Harry for a very long time, realizes a great deal about the late ruler's dietary patterns. In a YouTube video named Evening Tea at Buckingham Castle, in the Sovereign's Nursery, or Yours, Darren McGrady uncovered which basic sandwich the Sovereign totally adored. The illustrious insider made sense of that there used to be garden parties for around 6,000 individuals facilitated at Buckingham Castle. That's what he said. Luckily, the imperial culinary experts would just need to cater for the regal tent on these extraordinary events. Darren uncovered that potato sandwiches were on the menu, one of them being jam pennies. He said, "The Sovereign was served jam pennies in the nursery as a young lady. She's had them for evening tea from that point onward. For the people who need to attempt the late Sovereign's most loved sarnie, this is super basic. You'll simply require bread, jam and a little margarine." He went on to say, "Typically, it would be strawberry jam. We'd make the jam at Balmoral Palace with the beautiful Scottish strawberries from the nurseries." Darren showed making the delectable sandwich utilizing white bread and strawberry jam. However, this could be fill-in for wholemeal bread and a jam of your preferring. Before putting the jam on one slice of bread, butter it and place the other one on top. To make penny shapes, utilize a circle sandwich shaper. Cucumber sandwiches, with a tissue stripped with a potato peeler, were likewise famous at these midday teas. In a different video, illustrious gourmet expert Darren McGrady shared the impossible-to-miss way Sovereign Elizabeth II would eat a banana. A letter from the Princess of Ribs has been distributed interestingly in front of it being sold at closeout. Princess Diana conceded that she had sensations of anxiety about what the future would hold coming up for her after she separated from Charles, recently distributed correspondence uncovers. In a letter to the chairman of the Royal New Zealand Foundation for the Blind, Diana made the admission and explained why she was stepping down as the charity's patron. The letter, composed on Kensington Castle-headed notepaper, is being sold by Julian's Closeouts and Turner Exemplary Motion Pictures in Beverly Slopes 1 month from now. It is dated July 15, 1996, a month prior to the then ruler and Princess of Grains formally separated. Diana passed on somewhat more than a year after the fact on Sunday, 31 August 1997, in an auto collision in Paris. The illustrious couple's partition had been reported a couple of years sooner, on December 9, 1992. During her union with man who is currently our Lord, the late princess held north of 100 supports for good cause and associations all over the planet. However, following her divorce, she gave up most of her roles and all of her military positions. The following is a text of her resignation letter to the Royal New Zealand Foundation for the Blind. "It has been a great honor and privilege for me to serve as your patron, and it has always been my wish to do so fully and effectively. Along these lines, it is with extraordinary misery that I keep in touch with you to make sense of issues which have now become obvious. As you probably are aware, my own conditions, specifically my union with the Sovereign of Ribs, have been the subject of definite guess as of late, and this will before long be formalized in the ordinary legitimate way. Despite the fact that I am leaving upon the future with trust, I likewise do as such with some fear, since there are various issues which I will have to determine. It is therefore that I am writing to leave my ongoing job as benefactor with you. As I look to re-sort out my life, I won't be able to furnish you with the right degree of responsibility, and I feel that there might be another person more qualified to help you in all that you do. The letter will be closed out as a component of the Legends, Hollywood and Royalty sale, together with a few of her outfits. Additionally, the auction features more than 1,000 rare items associated with well-known cultural figures. Darren Julian, organizer behind the sale house, said, "We anticipate praising the darling individual's princess, perhaps of the most captured lady on the planet, who changed the government perpetually and whose persona keeps on spellbinding general society and Hollywood today through accolades and film and Duggar works about her life." Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.